What's this one gonna be?
It's gonna have an Xbox One.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna say Xbox up there.
Okay.
And it's gonna be one of my video games.
That'll be cool. So just keeping everything angular and then breaking it up. Are you gonna leave the Xbox like blank and then everything around it's broken up, or vice versa? I think with middle schoolers in particular, making a connection is imperative, because if they don't feel like you care about them, they'll give you nothing. So I think one of my strengths is finding ways to connect to a whole range of students. I've got Art 1, Art 2, Advanced Art, Collaborative Art, and then Global. So I've got the whole gamut from high needs special education students all the way to the most gifted students in the school. Does that make sense?
So erase, just make this like the part, just like parts.
Exactly. 5 separate pieces rather than one. I think that's awesome. Collaborative Art is a class that is about 2/3 general education students and about 1/3 high needs special education students. It is about creative problem solving. Like for example, last year I had a student who couldn't use her hands at all. She is in a lay down wheelchair and she does most of her motor skills with her feet. And so what that team did was they came up with a way for this student to participate, and she could hold like pencils and markers and things like that with her feet. So she actually is the one who mapped out the entire project in drawing on the cardboard. So she kind of was the director. So everybody, no matter what the level, can find success in here. Doing okay?
Yeah,
Let's see.
finished it.
Ooh, that's nice.
I erased it so I can use markers.
So you can do the color. Yeah, that'll be good. It's so cool. I really like the way that's coming out. I taught high school for 4 years and I loved it. But with middle school, I feel like I'm making a difference in who they are as a human. They were pretty set relatively in who they were as people by the time I got them in high school, but middle school, they are still all over the place. I also love traveling specifically with middle schoolers because they're so curious. That curiosity has not left them yet. You don't want anything to touch, so everything's got to have a gap in between it. JMS Global is a program where we learn about a new country or region every year, and then in February we take 56 students overseas for 10 days, and then when we get back they make creative projects and mini documentaries about their experience. Other than the actual learning and the art history section, actually I would say more important than that is the fact that they're just better citizens. When they come back from something like this, they have empathy for people who are different than them. And then your chin actually isn't that far. So like a lot of times when we were doing the practices, we dropped that jar way down off. Because your jaw is more compact, you're not going to drop so far down. Does that make sense? Yeah. Everybody always says art, it's a release. Like you get that kind of emotional release, but I don't think I realized how necessary it was for certain groups of kids. Like kids that are struggling at home, or like my English as a second language kids are really fabulous at art because it's a communication tool. So my students that don't have like a healthy form of communication really thrive. I just didn't realize how necessary it was. I knew that teaching art, it was going to be different than teaching in any other type of classroom, but I had no idea how vital it was to the kids who don't have an outlet anywhere else.